My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years and we still don't live together. And here's why. We are both divorced and we both have one daughter from our previous marriages. When I got divorced, my daughter and I moved in with my mom. So we've lived with my mom since my daughter was 1.5 years old. My daughter doesn't know her father, doesn't have any relationship with him. So my mother has really filled the role of the secondary parent in my daughter's life. When I started dating after divorce, I was really hesitant to date a man with kids because in my marriage, I married a man who had a child from a previous relationship. I was hesitant because I didn't want to have a relationship with a man be contingent on that relationship that I had with a child. That is what happened in my marriage. I got really close with my stepdaughter and I withstood a lot of bullshit from my husband and aided and abetted him in ways I didn't even realize I was covering up for him, just by being there and being like a caretaker for his young daughter. I really didn't want to be taken advantage of again. I started dating my ex-husband when I was about 23. Now that I'm 38 and divorced and, have been a mother to my own bio daughter for, the last almost 9 years, just have a very different perspective on what like a blended family is supposed to look like. Stepmotherhood is a really hard thing to navigate. When I was 25, it looked a lot different than what it looks like to me now. I really clung to the idea of stepmotherhood when I was in my 20s because the foundation of my relationship that would become my marriage was so rocky. And I just felt like if I poured myself into this relationship and this stepmotherhood, that he couldn't help but see like what a good partner I was, and that was stupid of me. I very much value the relationship I still have with my older stepdaughter, and she's a half sister to my bio daughter. I wouldn't change that for the world, but like in hindsight, yuck, and like yuck of my ex-husband to totally use me to fill that role. And he used me for free childcare. He used me to play house. He used me to continue to harm his ex while also getting free childcare and domestic labor from me. So if you're dating a man with kids, be very careful and recognize those signs. So my boyfriend and I now don't struggle with any sort of that. He has very clear boundaries about his domestic life, and I have pretty clear boundaries about my domestic life. We both are truly raising only children. There's something really great about that. We're in an interracial relationship, so like it's pretty obvious what we are whenever we show up anywhere, and there's something kind of cool about that. Like I used to almost feel like I had to explain myself more. My older stepdaughter, we're the same race, and so sometimes I would have to explain, oh no, I'm not her mom, or oh, I'm her stepmom. I felt like that came up a lot more. The lines were like a little bit blurred. Also, I was young, not fully formed frontal lobe. Things were not fully clicking for me in the way they click now. You can't force your family into this shell. And so just based on optics, like there's no way for our family to look any other way than what it is. We are very clearly a blended family. Because of that, I feel a little more comfort in like those roles being less defined. We both have decided not to have any more children. So we are very content with I have my daughter and he has his daughter. We're not trying to grow our family any farther than that. So the choice to not live together has remained intact mostly because it's what we're prioritizing for our daughters. They're used to this certain lifestyle, and even though me and my partner would very much like to live together, it doesn't necessarily make sense for us to fully blend and enmesh our family in that way right now.